Hi.
Hi. Are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way.
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks.
Hi.
Hi. Are you sure you can prepare for product-based companies through this course?
Yes, sitting at home?
No way.
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Yes.
Hey, what do you mean by a self-paced course?
Well, the course material is available in the form of video lectures. And there are multiple practice problems that come along as well. So, you can access all of it anywhere, anytime. And they are available to you for lifetime.
No way.
Oh, yes way. Don't delay and enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hi, and welcome to GeeksforGeeks. So, we are back again with yet another round of DSA mock. So, before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Siddharth Hazra. Currently, I'm an SD intern at GeeksforGeeks. I'm a candidate master at Code Forces. Now, without any further ado, let us just add Bipul to the stream. Hi, Bipul, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine too. So, before we start, can we have a bit introduction about you?
Yes, sir. I am Bipul, final year computer science engineering student of NIT Kurukshetra, and I have spent 3 years here, and I have learned technology like web development. I have on them, and then my technical skills are like data structures and algorithm, and computer networking and operating systems and SQLs. And then my main interests are like solving problem solving and participating in various contests like Code Forces and GFG Lead Code. And and I would love and free time I would love to play chess.
Okay, fair enough. So before we start, can you tell us that what are the tech stacks that you have explored during the learning of your web development?
Node.js, Express, and then React, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so before we start, let me just tell you as well as the audience the rules. So what I would be doing is I would be sharing you a doc in the private chat. Okay.
Mhm.
And this would be a mock interview for 45 to 60 minutes. And then I would send you the question and I would read it. And as we move forward, you need to start. So you just tell me the approach. And then as we move forward, we you need to hard code it if I'm good to go with the solution. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can go to the private chat. You can
Yes.
open the link that I've shared with you. Make
Yes. Yes.
sure you turn off your notification so that your privacy is not disturbed. Okay. Arvind Nisha, yeah, I can read your name. And yes, it is live. Okay, yeah, many people say HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This is the ordering. Okay, I like this cut of the same stuff. Okay, okay. Many people are wishing you all the best, people.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
so when
you.
when you are done, just share your screen.
Okay.
Okay, we have some blessings for you. Okay. Okay, can I add it to the stream?
Yes. Okay. Actually, I have shared the screen.
Okay, fair
If the
enough.
screen is
So,
visible.
okay, yeah, yeah, the screen is absolutely visible. Okay. So now what you can do is you can just make it full screen if you want. Okay, not needed. So just remove this Dark reader. Just disable this dark reader.
Uh, how do I display? Yes.
Okay. So the very first question is, I will just
Mhm.
type it around. Okay. Just let me. Yeah. Okay. So the very first question is a simple question. So you are given an array and an element,
Mhm.
element X. Okay. You would be given with that element.
Okay.
Find the number of elements less than x. And the special thing to note here is that you are given a sorted array. Okay. So I will just bold it so that you don't get confused. So you are given
Okay.
a sorted array and an element x, and you need to find the number of elements less than x. So are you clear with the problem statement? Then we would move forward to the test cases.
Yes, I'm clear with the problem.
Okay, fair enough. Now let us move forward. So the very first test case, one, would be given an array like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Mhm.
8. Okay. And then suppose the value of x is equals to 6. Then your answer would be equal to the value. How many numbers are less than 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the
Yes.
value of this would be 5 itself. Okay.
Yes.
Do you need one more test case, or you are good to go with this one?
Yes, I'm good to go, I guess.
Okay.
So brute force approach would be like I will traverse the whole array from starting I is equal to 0, and I will check if this current element is lesser than equals to this x or not. So whenever I encounter first element that is greater than x, so I will break them. That index up to that index is my answer. Up to that index is all elements are lesser than that. So I will return simply that indexes up to that element are lesser than that. So for example here I will iterate through this one. So 1 is lesser than 6, so it's fine. So again 2 is lesser than 6, so fine. So 3 is lesser than 4, is also lesser than 5, is also lesser than, but it's 6 is equals to the 6. So here I will break from here. So I will return this indexes, because basically now 0 is it's 0 based indexing. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer will be 5 over here. This is the
Okay.
brute force.
What would be what would be the time complexity of the solution?
Time complexity will be like big off, and because I have to traverse in worst case for a whole the array, so time complexity will be big off, and the
Okay.
space will be constant space because I am not using any space.
Okay. Fair enough. So do we have a better solution than this? Can you optimize over the space time complexity, because space complexity is already constant?
Yes, sir. So another way is like I can use binary search over here. I will use binary search over this for indexes. We have 0, and then basically we need to find particular indexes that is first index that is greater than equals to x. So I will check first. I will check for mid. Initially low is my 0 and high is last index. I will check for mid. Particular that mid array of mid is greater than x or not. If that is greater than x, so I will go into the left part, or if it's lesser than that, so I will go into the right part. So whenever I
Okay.
encounter the first element that is greater than this, there I will break.
Okay. So can you code this? So let's
Yes.
suppose you would have like this. Okay. So you need to return the value, and the name would be fun. Okay. And you are given an array. Okay.
Mhm.
And you are given the size of the array as an, and then you are given with the element of the array. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes.
So yeah, you can now code it.
So initially I am marking as int answer is equal to my n.
Okay.
All element I am assuming that are lesser than equals to x. So after that int low is equals to 0, and r is equals to n minus 1. and while uh, left low is lesser than that, left is lesser than that, I will iterate through while loop, and then I will calculate the mid. Mid is equal to left plus right by 2, and I will check mid if array of mid
Hmm.
is greater than x. That means
Mhm.
that particular mid index can be my answer. So here I will update my answer as well. Answer is equal to mid, and now in this case right is equal to mid minus 1, and here else right is equal to else left is equal to mid plus 1. At the end I will return answer. Here I need to write the array of mid is greater than equal to, yeah. So for this test cases, but should I verify this code for this given test case?
Yes, absolutely.
So initially my left is at 0 and right is at this index 0, 1, 7th index. Now 7 plus 0, that is by 2, that is 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That I will check array of 4. Array of 4 is
Hmm.
not greater than x, so I will go in the else part. So left is equals to mid plus 1. So now I am at here. At left is equals to 4 and right is equals to 7. So now 4 plus 7, that is 4 plus 7 by 2, that is mid. So 4 plus 7 that by 2, that is 5. So now mid is equals to 5, so I will check for 5. So 0, this index is 5, so I am checking this. So now array of mid is greater than x, so that is 6 is greater than 5. So as of now my answer is index 6, sorry, index 5. Now right is equals to mid
Okay.
minus 1. Now again I am going for here. Now uh, 5 to 6 now we have. So now again mid is equals to 5. So I will check for this index. So
Okay.
4, so array of mid 4 is greater than equals to 5. So and now answer is equals to now my this mid value that index is, and then again right is equals to mid minus 1. So now in this case my right will be there, and then sorry, left will be this index 4 index, and right will be this 3 index. So this case will not go while left is less than. So I will break from while loop. So I will return my answer.
Okay. Fair enough. So, what do you think? Are you done with the debugging thing? Are you done with the testing part?
uh, I think mm, yes, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair enough.
in case
Okay.
let's say if we have x equals to 0, so here in case we have in case if x is equals to 0, so how many elements we'll check for? We'll go up to the end, and we didn't encounter anyone. So in that case, okay, here I
Hmm.
need to write 0. Initially I'm assuming that the no any element is greater than equals to it. So yeah, now it's fine, I guess.
Okay. Okay. You are done with yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, take an input. The input
Mhm.
is that, let us take this test case 2, and the input is 5 5 5 5 5 5. Okay, let's take
Mhm.
just 3 5. Okay, fair enough.
Mhm.
And then the value of x is 5 itself, so answer to this would be 0.
Yes.
Okay, so what would be the answer in your case? Can you please do the dry run?
Okay. So okay.
The test case we are running is this, so I would be
Yes, sir.
marking
Actually,
it.
I got my mistake here. There should not be equals to sign. So that is the one mistake. After that, if I run this code, first my mid value is like 0 and then right is 2. So 0 plus 2 by 2, that is 5. So now array of mid is greater than equals to x. So it's not greater than equals to. So I will go in that part. I'll left is equals to mid plus 1. So now
Okay.
again 0 and then right is 1. So now 0 plus 1 by 2 mid is 0. So again I will check for 0. So in this case also we can see that array of 0 is not greater than x. So now in this case I will go in that in this part left is equals to mid plus 1. So my my left and right are both 1. Now both at index 1. So now again I will go array of 1 plus 1. So again I will go else part. So now my left will become 2. So in this case this will valid. So now my answer will not change. So answer will be answer. So return answer.
Okay. Fair enough. So what is the time complexity of the solution?
Time complexity will be like big of log n because of I'm using binary search mid. So big of log n and the space is also constant.
So can you give me an idea that why does binary search has the time complexity log n?
Oh yes, because of every time I am ignoring half part of the array. So let's say we have a whole array. So every time either I'm checking for this mid, so either I will ignore this half part or either I will ignore this half part. So again, let's say I'm ignoring this half part. So again I'm added. So again, so basically at the every time I am dividing array into the half part. So that's why to the power basically log n times we will take.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. So this was a good stroke. Let's move to the very next problem. For the very next problem, I would be starting with a fresh new page. Okay, and the question is that you are given an array. Okay,
Mhm.
so can you tell me what do you mean by permutation? Like, what is the meaning of permutation?
Permutation means like basically all the letters or characters basically or the numbers all are same, basically they are in different order.
Okay, fair enough. So, what we do is, like, suppose we are given a series of number. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then there can be many permutation. How many number of permutation? The number of can you tell me how many? Suppose array contains n elements. So, how many
Mm-hmm.
number of permutations would be there?
Sir, numbers all numbers are unique or they might contain duplicate value also.
All numbers are unique.
So n factorial permutation will be there.
Okay, n factorial permutations.
Yes.
Fair enough. So now you are given a number. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
are given an array, and what you need to do is you are given a particular permutation of that array, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to reduce the next permutation of the given array.
Okay.
So let me just tell you a test case. So
Mm-hmm.
suppose you are given with 321. So if you see that 321 is the last permutation, just let me, okay, just 321 is the
Mm-hmm.
last permutation of the given array 1 to 3. So the
Okay.
next permutation of 3 to 1 would be nothing but 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you want one more test case to be told?
Yes, I want one more.
Okay, fair enough. The very next test case is that we are given an array like this. Okay, so let me just write TC2. We are given array like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the next permutation of this array would be nothing but this. Okay, and you are provided, and this would be the same functional programming where you are provided with the
Yes. Okay. Oh, got
provided
it.
with
Got it.
everything. You just need to do pass by reference. It would be okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now
So
tell me.
so okay, I'm thinking about the what brute force approach can be of this problem.
Okay, take your time. It's absolutely fine.
Sir, one thing is like we'll traverse from the right side, and then basically we want array that is just greater than this. Basically, if it is a number 1 2 3 6 5 4, so we want that number that just greater than this one. That if it is not available, so our next smallest element. Basically, I'm saying that the if let's say we have a number 1 2 3 6 5 4, so we just want next greater element. What is this? That is our next permutation.
Okay, next greater element. So let us see what is the next from the right or from the left. Next greater element on the right or from the left. What do you think?
No, I'm saying the next greater permutation. Basically, now we have 1 2 3 6 4. So I
Okay.
can see that 1 2 4 and 3 5 6 our next element. If we permute the element. So this is
Hmm.
the next greater. Again, I will check for the next greater will be like uh, 1 2 1 to 4 and then 6 and then 5. We can say this is our next greater element. So basically, we
One,
want
two,
just
three,
number greater
one,
than
two,
this
three,
and
six,
substitute the
five,
permutation.
four, 1 2 4 3 5 6. Okay. And the next one would be 1 2 4 3 6 5. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So basically, we want just greater than the number. So one thing like a very brute force approach will be like, hmm, sir, one more thing I want to ask: what is the size of this array? What could be how large this size of the array?
Let's take the let's size of the array is not variable at the moment. Let's suppose it depends on the solution you have. Okay,
Okay,
I
so
don't want you to give me the most optimal one, or you need to pass the test cases like you do in competitive programming. I don't want that.
see,
So
so
tell me.
yes, so first approach is like very brute force approach is like I will just convert all the number into the numbers like 1 2 3 4 6, and then I will just permute. I will put into the vector all to the sorry all n factorial number, and then I will find the next greater number.
Okay, it's fine. But
So
tell
this is
me,
a very brute force.
why do you really need to copy it to a string? Can't
Yes,
you just have the next permutation in the array itself?
yes. So the thing is like first I need to just next greater. So I will iterate from the and side, and then whenever I encounter the value lesser than this one. For example, here 4 is greater than 5, so we cannot do anything. 6 is also greater than 5, so we cannot do. Here we have a 3. 3 is lesser than this 6, so I need to just basically swap this value so that the our value all value are greater than this one. So now here 3 will swap this 3 with this 4. So now 1 2 4 6 5 4 will be the my next greater element.
Okay.
So I will just my idea I just iterate from the right hand side, that whenever I encounter array of this particular index is lesser than the array of I plus 1, so I will just break from here, and then I will just reverse all the value or sort this value, and then rest all are same. So
Okay.
I don't need to change anything about 1 comma 2, but I only just swap this value 3 and then 4, and then I will sort this one, or I will reverse this one. These both are fine because always this is in increasing
So
order.
you would sort this or you would reverse this.
I
Both are
will just
completely
I will
different.
yes I will reverse this because if sorting take log time, so that's why and log so I will reverse in big often.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So now what you need to do is I would
Mm-hmm.
just send you a link
Okay.
in the private chat or in the doc itself and go to this link
Mm-hmm.
and start.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let me just show you. So does the permutation needs to be lexicographically greater than the input? Yes, for most of the time, but not all the time, because it might be the case that the given
Yes.
permutation is the last one or the
Yes.
greatest one.
Like
So the
3 to
next
1.
permutation of that would be cyclic. So I'm not replying you. Yeah, you can just continue. I'm just not asking you. Okay, I'm
Okay.
just replying to the folks that are here. Okay, so the last permutation can be like suppose what 1 2 3, the given permutation is 3 to 1. So the next permutation would be 1 2 3. Okay, so the it can be the cyclic way. So it doesn't mean that the next permutation would always be lexicographically greater. Okay, I think reversing the 7. Okay, okay, fair enough. Let us see. Okay, he started iterating from the very back.
Yes, sir. Now I is greater than 0 and then I minus minus. And whenever I encounter if array of I is lesser than array of I plus 1.
Uh, okay, sorry to interrupt you in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold command plus, okay, or the control positive to
Control.
increase the font size. Yeah, no, just make it a little bit small. Just make it a little bit small.
Yes.
Yes, this is fine. This is fine. Both would fit here. Okay, now you can start this. 872.
So
What is
int I
872? Yes,
for
tell me.
yes, I am attacking from the back, and then whenever I encounter of array, if array of I is less than array of I plus 1, I will break from it. I will break,
Okay.
and then simply okay. So and then okay, after that I need to just reverse. After that, first I need to swap with the array of ith value with the very last array of n minus 1,
Hmm.
and then I need to reverse the rest element, reverse uh, from index I plus 1. Let's say array dot begin. So we have array, so array plus I plus 1 to array of plus n minus 1.
Okay.
And then yes, and then we need to just return the array. So I
Okay.
think let me, sir, should I drive in this code?
Yes, absolutely.
So here,
Take a smaller input. Take a smaller input of just 3, 2, 1.
okay, so here we are. So first I
Okay.
am checking that the where, okay, so I think I have made one mistake over there. So here we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have any array of I is not lesser than array of I plus 1. So here it continues. Here also it continues. So it will break. So we don't have any numbers. How can I swap? So first thing is like all the time my I value is 0 initially. Now I will swap this 1 and then 3. So now the array will be like 1 and then 2 and then 3 after swapping this.
Hmm.
So and then I am reversing up to that element from array plus n minus 1. So it will return. Okay, sir. I think I have made some mistake probably.
Okay. See to it.
So I
By
think
the way, you
in this
have
case I need to do something. Okay, here in
yeah,
this
you
case,
have
first for this test case I need to check here is the array is already last permutation or not. If this is last permutation, simply I will reverse and that will be the fine.
hmm. How can you do
Otherwise,
it?
if it's not last case, so then I think it will be fine. So for this test case, I think it should fine. So
Okay. First, solve it for 1, 2, 3.
okay,
I
so
don't,
for here,
because we talk in general, we can't just solve it for specific ones.
wool has last is equals to false, and here simply whenever I encounter this here before breaking, I will check that the has last is equals to true. Sorry, I am writing here has last is equals to true and here false. So I will check over here if has last. I will simply reverse over here, reverse array, array plus n, and then I will return array. else I will just swap this element 3 with 4. So 3 will be there and then I will reverse here.
Okay, just comment the line 31 and try to
Mhm.
compile, try to submit it. Okay, you can hit the compile and run if you want.
Yes, let me check on.
Okay, let me just remove me and you. Yeah. So was the problem good?
Yes, actually, this
What
is
I
a
got?
good.
No, I'm not asking you. I would just take your name whenever I ask you. It's fine.
Okay, we have some.
Okay. So to the audience, were the problems good? What do you think? Okay. What about others? Hmm, no, not really. I would explain how and why. Just wait a sec. Just after the 5 minutes, this one would become very interesting. Trust me. Just wait for 5 to 10 minutes. This is not what you think is. Whether this person is good with STL, it seems. A competitive programmer is always good with STL, no?
I thought initially it is a array of integer. That's why I wrote
Yeah,
reverse.
because I showed you an array. Yeah, I completely understand. It's absolutely fine. And I even told you that this would be a pass by reference, not pass by value. Just compile and run again. It is correct, but sometimes it happens. Yeah, see, this time this compilation error shouldn't happen.
I think
Okay,
it's
please go.
working on this case.
Yeah, let us move forward and submit it. Okay, so reverse function bana do. I think we don't really need to do that. Okay, so what do you think? How Vipul performed before I start with this feedback thing? How what would you rate Vipul in this interview on a scale of 1 to 10?
I guess that this test case is not over good, I guess.
Okay, please just see and then tell. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no,
So,
I'm just okay. So okay. Okay, you are making a very small syntactical error. Leave it. Your code is fine. Okay,
mm-hmm.
it's fine. Now let us talk some bit. So let us see your code. Let us review the code. Can you
Mm-hmm.
remove the output window and make it full screen? The code editor part. Make your
Okay.
code editor part full screen. No, there is a tab. Yeah,
Yes.
do it. Yeah, increase the font size.
Yes.
Okay. So you told that has last has been initialized with true. Okay,
Yes.
there are some small things that could be done to improve the code quality of your code. Okay, what are the small things that you can do? The very first thing is you are initializing has last to true.
Yes.
Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
that would be true when last is not present.
Yes.
So the naming convention is not complying with the code. Okay, and the naming convention is absolutely very important. So whenever from the next time, just don't
Mm-hmm.
try to hurry. Okay, don't try to hurry. Take some time and then think and then initialize the boolean and all. Okay, now the next thing, the boolean was really not needed. Why? Because you could have initialized I is equal to -1
Yes. Yes.
and the
Yes.
indexing could never be negative, and you
Mm-hmm.
could have checked after the if for statement that if I is still equal to -1, then you
Mm-hmm.
can just reverse it and then you can return it. Do I make
Yes.
sense?
Yes. Yes. Siddharth. Sure.
Okay, fair enough. Now I would be removing the screen and then we would be talking about. Okay,
Okay.
so after the stream, please make sure that you just solve that issue. Okay, fair enough. So now let us start from the bottom. Okay, because the bottom one question is very fresh in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So time for feedback now. So what I think is when you started off with the next permutation thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you told that you are giving a brute force approach, and the brute force approach to this would be to get all the permutation, find the location of that particular permutation. If that
Mm-hmm.
location is the last one, you need to report the first one. If the location is not the last one, if it is lying between 0 to n-1, then you need to report the ith plus 1. Do I make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So the time complexity of this one would be n factorial. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So first, you could have initiated that I would have directly used the function known as next permutation. That is
Mm-hmm.
given already given in STL. Then when would I have told you that the STL is not allowed? Can you code it? Then you could have told me that Siddharth, what we can do is we can have a brute force approach to this. We can have all the permutations and then we can return accordingly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Now you could have moved forward with this permutation thing. And the middle approach, generating all the permutation, is a very good level problem in recursion. Do you know that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it requires a good level of concept. So I was expecting that, but you directly went to the most optimized one. Now, I'm not saying that you should always go from brute force to optimized if you already know the optimized. I'm not saying you. But what I have in mind is just a sec. So, what I suggest to you is that suppose you know the problem. So, there would be
Mm-hmm.
two instances that the interviewer would have. The first instance is that he might think that you have already seen up this problem and you have learned that problem by heart and you don't even know the basics of it. Like your basics is not right and you have just mugged up the problem. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
fair enough. So you need to work on this that you still remember the basics. Okay, you are a competitive programmer, so a good brute force approach and then a walking around to the optimized approach is very much well expected from you. Okay, fair enough. So
Okay.
this is what I can expect. The very next thing was that whenever you are doing the dry run, the very
Mm-hmm.
first let's start the last problem. Your luck was in favor, and
Mm-hmm.
the input value you were trying was the input that your code would fail. Okay, so if you go to the doc that was given to you, you can see that I have already copied that doc, wrote this test case in the doc. I was about
Mm-hmm.
to ask, go down a little bit and see this edit was made 12 minutes ago by Siddharth Hazra. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
I would have asked you. So, but your luck was in favor, and the very test case for which you were doing the dry run, you got
Mm-hmm.
your. But this won't happen. This won't happen. Okay, so please keep this thing in mind. And the very next one is that what you can do is whenever you are explaining your approach or doing the dry run. So what do you mean by dry run? Suppose I'm a mentor, so I can tell you by my perspective, or you're a student. So whenever you are seeing a code, like you're a competitive programmer, suppose that you want to start off with this binary search thing. So if someone is doing the dry run, what do you expect him to do? Okay, so you expect him to change the variable names also, like what index it is currently at, instead of just giving it an overview. So instead of just telling that now I is equals to 5, if I is equals to 10, I is at index 10, it might be a stage that you are speaking continuously for 5 minutes. So the interviewer might lose track. So either if the code is easy, you can ask him, sir, are you with me? Okay,
Okay.
okay, or you can just mention and simply draw a small variable names and change the value accordingly.
Okay, sir.
Okay, do you get my point?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, the very next thing was that the very next, let's talk about the very first problem. The very first problem, you directly took the for loop, then you moved forward with the thing known as binary search. And that was absolutely a great transition, and it was a very smooth transition, to be honest. Like the amount of confidence you had in speaking that yes, this can be solved using binary search, and the amount of control you have on the binary search code to play with
Mhm.
it, it's absolutely very commendable, to be honest. Okay, but what I expect you to do is you already have a upper bound. We
Mhm.
have, so you can
Yes.
directly first tell that yes, I can move forward with upper bound. Then I would be telling no, upper bound is restricted here. Then you can move forward because your primary language is C++. Take advantage of that.
Yes. Yes.
You get my point?
Yes.
And you obviously are good with STL only. So it's not that you don't know, just you have skipped those parts.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The very next thing is that my suggestion to you would be don't get nervous. Okay. The other person will understand you most of the time. Like he would try to calm you down. And don't try to rush things. Okay. It's not that this is not competitive programming, to be honest. The time frame is not 2 hours. So if you take time and if you provide a good quality, okay, and if you provide a good quality with many testings to be done and the code is absolutely flawless, then trust me, it's absolutely the good approach. Okay,
Okay, sir.
fair enough. So, so let's talk about the overall. Let's talk about the overall interview. Okay, your introduction was absolutely great, and then the amount of confidence you had was commendable, and then you went moving forward, and it seemed that yes, you have done a good amount of hard work over this coding thing. Okay,
Yes,
if
sir.
you hadn't been nervous, those two small test cases wouldn't have been mixed. To be honest, that binary search uh, error that you made, that less than equal to thing, you wouldn't
Mhm.
have made if you were not there in your interview. Suppose I'm your friend and I'm asking, you wouldn't have made that mistake. I think so. What do you
Yes.
think?
Yes, sir. Actually, I was on nervous. That's why.
Okay, fair enough. So overall rating to overall rating is 7 from me. Okay, but
Mhm.
the amount of confidence you have and the code quality is absolutely flawless. Now, one more thing which I want to add, I forgot to tell you that
Mhm.
when you started reading the binary search code, you initialized with LNR. So you need to differentiate the barrier that this is not competitive programming. It isn't the scenario that you, if you take out the code and EC in 5 minutes, it would be great. So try to mention it as a left or right or low or high instead of just LNR.
Okay.
Okay. So I know we competitive programmers have a habit that we initialize everything with LNR. So to be honest, I still, when I code in Geeks for Geeks or LeetCode or any other platform, if it is a functional programming and the given array is ARR, I make it to A. I to do
Okay.
it. I to
Yes.
do
Yes.
it. To be honest, we are not comfortable. I am not comfortable with ARR. I to do it. But when it is an interview, you need to take care of these all things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do I make sense?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Okay, fair enough. So now I would quickly read out the questions for you. There are some things for you. Okay, so you can preview the screen. Yeah. So there is east or west. Okay. Sure. I think that he is a friend of yours. Okay, fair enough. It's okay. Many people enjoyed this. Okay, okay. Many people are congratulating you. Many people are appreciating your efforts as well as the hard work that you have given it. And to be honest, you deserve it because the amount of confidence you have, the amount of speed you have, the amount of code quality you deserve a pat in the back. So that was pretty much from my side, according in respect of feedback. Do you have anything to tell or ask?
Uh, Sir, first thing, what about my how I explain the things? Basically, that is my main problem. Should I explain better, or actually I need to more? But at least you are able to understand or not?
Okay. So see, the thing was, I was able to understand. Okay. But what you can do is you can go a bit slow.
Hmm.
Okay. And after speaking for 40 minutes, keep a timer. Okay. Like what you can do is just after you have written the code. So at what year you are in? Like when you
Fourth year.
would you start?
Actually, I'm
Fourth
in
year
fourth.
currently. Okay, fair enough. So what you can do is nowadays your interviews would be right in the corner. So
Yes.
now whenever you're solving problems, after you have solved the problem, go to the mirror. Okay, go to the mirror, sit in front of it, and try to explain yourself only. Try to analyze how you are explaining code. Try to or the most easy thing would be install an OBS, record it, and then see it yourself. You would find the flaws in yourself only. Absolutely not an issue. Just try to think that if I didn't knew this question, will I be able to explain myself? Do I make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what the small tips from my side would be that you little bit practice on your end and you go a little bit slow. Okay.
Yes.
Because you are speaking very fast without any pause or any commas. So what might happen is that the interviewer might lose a track. Okay.
Yes.
And then the context of your solution would make no sense after that point of time. Okay, then he needs to guess it from the code that you have written it. Okay, fair
Yes.
enough. So that was the thing. Any more further queries you have, or we are good to go?
No, thank you.
Okay, fair enough. So we would be waiting for the next 30 seconds.
Hmm.
So let us know if you. So how much were you able to learn from this mock interview on a scale of 1 to 10? Quickly rate on a scale of 1 to 10.
I can say
So
nine.
we would wait for the next 30 seconds. Yeah, tell me. How much did you learn, Bipul? What about you?
I have learned a lot of improvement. Basically, when I give a real interview, they won't give any feedbacks. But here, you give that's good for me.
No, no, to be honest, what you can do is I too started off. So after you are done with the interview now, you can ask him that how can I improve? Suppose you are giving an interview and you think that you have destroyed that interview. We have many interviews like that, and we know before the results are out, we know that we have destroyed this interview. So you can
Hmm.
ask him that how can I be better in this? And I'm not telling you that there would be a guarantee that most of the people would explain, but a majority of the people would be there to tell you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. We are good to go then. Okay,
Well, thank
so
you,
that was
sir,
it.
for
So,
giving me the opportunity for an interview.
okay, it's absolutely a pleasure. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So now I would be removing you. So that was it from Bipul, and he performed very well in this interview. And there might have been some instances that a small mistake might have been there, okay, in the place either from me or from him. So considering we both are humans, I think we are good to go. That is it for today. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.